A new year and a new visit from an old friend.
Vince McMahon is going to be here next week on Raw.
WWE Raw, Monday, only on the new TNN.
After a routine start to the year both in programming and TV viewership, 2003 was targeted to officially kick off tonight with Vince McMahon's TV return to get the ball rolling heading into WrestleMania season, coming 48 hours after tickets for the show were put on sale with over 55,000 people expected to pack the Safeco Field baseball stadium in Seattle, as while the peak days of the boom period with any televised event instantly selling out any venue in the country are in the past. WrestleMania demand showed to still be at peak levels with the majority of tickets already rapidly selling out even before being officially put on sale with over 40,000 tickets already sold through the online pre-sale code posted on the company website on Saturday, with around 10,000 more tickets expected to be listed at a later date closer to the pay-per-view while the build-up is heating up on television. As with preparation for the top-of-the-card plans already in full swing behind the scenes with Vince's TV return tonight in addition to the first-ever Goldberg-McMahon face-to-face meeting taking place last Wednesday, Raw on the night will also feature the final build-up to two of the most hyped shows of the year coming in the next 6 days with the Rumble pay-per-view on Sunday and the Raw 10th Anniversary TNN TV special set for tomorrow night, with the show which is set to feature all full-time performers from both Raw and SmackDown with the SmackDown crew instead of the usual Tuesday taping shooting the show last night to attend the event at the World in New York, heavily hinting without officially advertising the appearances of Austin Bret Hart and Rock in all lineups and commercials for the 2-hour TV special with them in addition to the buzz for their first appearance in months also expected to win most of the awards on the show, with Bret in a radio interview last night cooling off the rumors to all but confirmed that he's not gonna appear on Tuesday with the company facing the challenge of matching the hype for the special with the possibility of the majority of top names not being in New York in person, with Raw on the night after opening with Bischoff waiting for Vince's arrival seeing the first reminder of tomorrow's special with Mean Gene showing up thinking that the show is tonight to set up a design shot telling Eric that if he was better running WCW it could have been a Nitro anniversary tomorrow night, seeing the boosted hype for Raw during the week for McMahon's return opening with its highest rated half-hour in nearly 2 months with the show hitting over 4.5 million viewers by 9:30 p.m. Raw continued to pick up strong entering the 4 rating range already midway through the first hour with a 2-match quarter featuring Jerry Lawler vs Regal in a quick angle promoting Lawler's book followed by Raven returning to Raw with a new look against Jeff Hardy going 4 minutes for Raw's final spot in the Rumble on Sunday with Hardy going over as the 15th member of the brand with the Rumble match itself due to the unique build-up of being the first of the brand extension era, not set to be promoted on major surprise entries other than the heavily hyped return of Undertaker after 3 months, facing a major challenge to match last year's record pay-per-view which in addition to the loaded Star Power Rumble also featured 2 major attractions with Rock vs Jericho for the undisputed title and Flair's first WWF match in a decade and a first-time ever clash against Vince McMahon. Hoping that Steiner's strong numbers on television will also translate to pay-per-view buys with his debut match against Hunter set to be the biggest potential drawing factor outside the 30-man Rumble match, and after a week of hype for his return Vince McMahon's limousine arrived at Mohegan Sun at 9:49 p.m. to make his return to WWE television for the first time since announcing the 2 new general managers in July 2002. Coming out to a big ovation for the big segment of the night set to cross over the top of the hour. After being surprisingly interrupted by the Dudleys following them being suspended by Eric half an hour earlier, Vince's first major decision back saw him not only reinstating the Dudleys but booking them against Regal and Storm for the tag titles on Sunday, followed immediately by the second interruption of the segment with Chris Jericho coming out to ask for the #1 spot in the Rumble match looking to take Shawn Michaels' challenge to re-establish his status in the business, picking up Raw to a 4.1 quarter already before 10 p.m. with Vince's response to Jericho opening the second hour, seeing him telling Jericho that the #1 entry is already taken by Michaels, with Jericho having the opportunity to pick any other number if winning the over-the-top rope 4-way main event later tonight, setting up the major talking point of the segment, with Eric being the third to interrupt for the promoted Bischoff-McMahon confrontation, with Vince after cutting Eric off revealing that he only wanted to make an announcement promoting tomorrow's Raw's 10th anniversary special on TNN, saying that while he's already there it might be time for a public job evaluation, noting that while Eric has done a good job so far running Raw as the general manager, he has hired him to revolutionize and turn the brand upside down, kicking off the first major storyline heading into WrestleMania season, with Vince giving Eric a 30-day ultimatum to turn Raw around or he's fired by this point in February, raising speculation that the angle will lead to either Goldberg, Austin or Rock being signed by Eric to save his job, with the Vince return segment going 13 minutes between 9:53 to 10:06 p.m. gaining big throughout to bump the full 30 minutes of both quarters to show high numbers, peaking past 10 p.m. with over 5.2 million viewers despite only going 6 minutes into the quarter, with the segment itself which also ended up drawing a 4-month high 4.2 quarter, likely peaking significantly higher, with another major headline coming right at the end, with Shane showing up from Vince's limousine to make a rare TV appearance as Eric's potential replacement, making it Eric and Shane's first ever on-screen interaction to reignite Vince Russo's original idea for the headline storyline in the company under his new creative regime in June 2002 that was supposed to see them feuding under Vince for control of the company. With the Raw anniversary show set to take place at the former WWF New York in Times Square tomorrow at 9 p.m., Raw went to the place midway through the second hour to result in major unexpected names shown on a Raw broadcast, with Angle, Lesnar and Edge indirectly featured for the first time in over 8 months, with the SmackDown crew already in New York after taping the SmackDown broadcast on Sunday in one of the several scheduling changes caused by the unusual primetime special on a Tuesday night, with one of them going back to the previous week with a rare Tuesday Raw house show in El Paso headlined by a major main event, as after changing plans for the match to headline Raw's recent tour in Hawaii due to Hunter's leg injury, the first Steiner vs. Triple H singles match took place on January 7 in their first opportunity to prepare for the Rumble title match, ending in a DQ finish with Van Dam and Batista interfering in each side, followed by their second match taking place last night in Atlantic City with a similar finish of Steiner and Van Dam laying out Hunter and Batista to close the show, with the final build-up to the Steiner-Hunter title match with them being intentionally kept apart for over a month in a series of unique segments to save the first televised clash for the pay-per-view. Promoted initially as a bench press contest, with Hunter instead coming out to cut a promo in the ring saying that the games are over to put the focus back on the title, setting up the final selling promo exchange followed by their first brawl 6 days to the Rumble with Steiner and Hunter, as they did throughout the past month, closing the build-up strong with the segment gaining over 500,000 viewers back into the 4 rating range despite again being placed in the toughest time slot of the night. Raw's Go Home segment to the Royal Rumble featured a preview of the match itself, with the Jericho, Kane, Van Dam and Batista over-the-top rope challenge going 7 minutes over the final quarter, and with the main angle for the match on the SmackDown side being the winner of the Lesnar vs. Show match as the heavy favorite from the brand. The TV main event built up Raw's top story for the Rumble, with Jericho going over to pick himself as the second entry in the match, after their 2 first promo segments did strong numbers to indicate on a potential drawing chemistry between them, setting up at least several minutes of the first Michaels vs. Jericho clash to open the 30-man Rumble match, with the Raw main event with strong drawing history for the Battle Royal concept seeing the match gaining throughout to peak in the shorter than usual overrun with over 5.4 million viewers watching between 11 to 11:03 p.m., closing the Rumble buildup with the most watched Raw since the day after Survivor Series, totaling over 4.7 million viewers, and while not as reflective in total viewers with less viewers per home watching on the night, the actual rating driven by the Vince segment saw Raw drawing a 3.9 rating and its highest rated broadcast since the day after SummerSlam on August 26, signaling on the first sign of potential momentum for the year heading into the Raw 10th anniversary special starting in less than 24 hours.
Decade of destruction, the best that will ever be, entertaining millions, cause that's the bottom line.
Relive a decade of mayhem and madness with the Raw 10th Anniversary Special, live this Tuesday on the new TNN.